Although the Pamir Highway had tried, tested and trashed our cars, we did make it to Kyrgyzstan. We stopped at the first guest house we could to get some rest, and the next day set about fixing our cars. Bonus points go to Alex for using a Pringles lid to fix our broken expansion tank, and although a lot of duct tape and zip ties were used, we had to find a proper garage to attend to the bigger issues of the car. We spent the day winding through the Kyrgyzstan mountains, trying to navigate and avoid the herds of roaming animals on our way to the city of Osh. Osh was the first built-up city we'd been in nearly half a month. We used this as an excuse to have a night out. We met a really friendly bartender who said we could buy his AK-47 the next day. Unfortunately, his home where the gun was about 100 kilometers out of our way. So instead he decided to let us take over the bar and pour our own drinks for a while. What a lovely guy.
We're wedding crossing, I think, Kyrgyzstan.
Смысл в этом? Да. Тебе неприятно. Давай, давай.
So last night's taking over of a Kyrgyzstan bar slowed us down a bit. But we're trying to do the entire country in one day, so we'll see how that goes. Although we didn't need a visa for Kyrgyzstan, our Russian visa was getting close to running out, so we had to skim through the country as fast as we could. We took the most direct route we could, which avoided almost all motorways in favour of a short distance. The scattering of paved roads was very sporadic, and when you're on the dirt tracks, you could really tell. We drove non-stop till about 3 AM when we finally reached the hostel that the Swiss team was staying at. Unfortunately, it had already closed for the night, so we had to find another way in. It's about 3 AM, we just got to Bishkek. Alex has driven for 14 hours straight. How do you feel, Alex?
Dandy. Pretty good.
Feels dandy, and we're now getting our high quality ration on at the guest house we snuck into.
Whoa. Look like it's mushrooms. Oh, what that is.
We grabbed breakfast and headed off to the Kazakh border with the Swiss team, although swung by the market on the way.
Okay, I take hot, four, please. Hot.
We are buying a new radiator. Oh, hopefully.
We're trying to buy a new radiator.
After we got through the language barrier of radiator to radiator.
We're in this huge market, so you took all sorts of car bits and pieces. It must be about 4k square.
At least we know what to look for.
Have you got the dimensions on your phone?
Yes, 37 by 46.
That's way too big.
We couldn't find the right radiator, although the friendly Kyrgyz people at the Kazakh border couldn't do enough to cheer us up. We use our newly acquired taxi sign to sit in the taxi rank for free. Hey dude!
I'm sensing fluent English language. How you doing?
We continued on with the Swiss team to the city of Almaty, where the Irish and Welsh team had ended up. We just flagged down a Kazakh local within 5 seconds of doing it and are now haggling over price. This is not a taxi, it's just locals do this. Abdul has taken us to his house for black shoes so we can go to a club.
Red light?
He's gone through every red light in the world and what happened last night?
We went out for a few beers. I don't know what happened. Went to a pub, went to a bar, went to another bar, went to a karaoke bar, and there were a lot of Kazakhstani people who were rapping at us. No idea why. And I don't feel so well. So
We need petrol. Right?
we set off into the Kazakh desert with the Swiss team, although based on our timings, we wouldn't be able to stop until we hit the Russian border.
Not much compared to the other times. But if we're assuming it's still very, very rough.
We hadn't stopped driving all night, and to keep things fresh, we were swapping passengers and taking it in turns driving each other's cars, although both cars were in dire need of a garage by this point. We have a leak here and a leak here. It trickles down and is collecting at the bottom, but as long as we stop every half hour and fill it up, it seems to be running okay. Middle of Kazakhstan, there is nothing for miles around except a cafe. It was good to eat some proper food again, although this didn't alleviate much from the boredom, and still even the slightest things were incredibly entertaining. I'm just doing everything in this family. Shit! 77777!
stop, take a picture. We need this! Stop it!
The Swiss team had to split off at this point, although it was clear that they also had no idea where they were going. On the side of the road in Kazakhstan, a guy stopped to take a photo with us and his grandma and his mum, which is just the best thing that's happened today.
So we've just been given this bag of food and it's got like bread and fruit and cakes in it and some chocolate, and what did you get, Max? Came up and you gave it to us and you got a hat.
I got a hat from this lovely guy behind us.
It was his hat, it wasn't even
Yeah, it was.
took it off his head, it was like...
It's a good day. Aside from this, Maggie was still struggling. We were hoping to limp her to the next city, Samay, and find a garage there.
We've just bought some radiator sealant. There it is. In the hopes of sealing the radiator.
We have 3 leaks. One here, this one's dried up for now, and so is this one. And hopefully this will fix all our problems.
Bottoms
Cheers.
up.
Oh, it feels so weird. Oh, what the? It's blue
That
and
should not be going
sparkly.
in our fucking radiator. I don't like it.
Doctor, how was the surgery?
Absolute failure. That was alright. We read the very ambiguous instructions and tried to follow them. And it's leaking less. So it's good.
You can get fined for bringing excess fuel into Russia, so we used the last fuel in our jerry can.
See, what you should have done is done like the top bit slightly less. Oh, that's working. Oh, no, it's
It was time for one more gift from a local Kazakh, and then we were off to the Russian border.
On Majorov Bolad, это подарок. Ciao.
We're in Russia!
We think we're in Russia. We're either in Russia or we're still in no man's land, and it's not entirely sure, but we'll find out. We're just going to drive till someone shouts at us.
The 9-hour border crossing took all of 15 minutes, so we're a bit unsure.
We made it to the city of Barnaul and set about getting a new radiator and finding a mechanic that could fit it and fix all the other issues that Maggie had at this point.
We are in Barnaul, Russia, in a supermarket stocking up for Mongolia, which is our next stop. Car's getting fixed, a lot of it's getting fixed, and we're just getting some groceries.
Jack it up.
We're just being schooled on why our car's wrong and how other Japanese cars are better. And it's all gone quite well. What do you say, Alex? Thoughts on how this has all gone? Yeah, decent price, everything. A lot of fixing, there were some major problems.
A lot of pictures.
And now it's semi-famous in Barnaul. It was a long way to the Mongolian border, so we set off, ready to drive through the night. While the drive from Barnaul to the border was beautiful, it was incredibly long and tiring. We stopped briefly for some supplies on the way, and then headed onto the border itself. We had to wait quite a while at the border and found ways to entertain ourselves. But before we knew it, we passed the final Russian checkpoint. We couldn't believe we'd made it all this way in just a Nissan Micra. Mongolia awaited.
We took a wrong turn, ended up way out of the way, crossed about 7 rivers, and we think we've been drinking for pink slips for this guy's horse.